Hey guys, and welcome to How to Be a Better CT. I'm Never Clutch, and today we're going to be looking at Mirage power positions. So first of all, we're going to be starting in the classroom, having a little look at where our power positions are for the CT players. Then we're going to have a little look in game and really get to grips with how these are such strong positions. So, this is our map of Mirage, and we're going to break down first of all what it is we're looking at here. So we've got the blue markers. These represent our power positions, so these are the strongest positions we can play as a CT on Mirage, and we'll cover off why. We then have our amber markers. These represent our secondary positions, so not as strong as a power position, but do have their advantages, so we will look into some examples of why we might want to play some of these positions. We then have our amber lines, so these are the markers that the CTs will want to sometimes cross, but not every round. So in the early part of the game, we're not going to want to cross these lines every time, but definitely sometimes to get to some of our secondary positions. Our red line, these represent the lines we never cross as CTs. So in that, again, early part of the game, before we've got our intel, these are the lines we never want to cross.
Okay, so first things first, I wonder if people are able to tell this was recorded on a different day to the intro, but never mind that, we've got 4 power positions we need to look at, so on the A-bomb site, so kinda let's get that underway. So first one we've got is here at CT. So from CT, we are able to watch a key entrance point, which is over there at A main. We've got good cover from the boxes, easy fallback and rotating options back here through CT, so if we're pressured we could maybe play from this corner and contest still into the site a little bit, and we can rotate over to B in through kitchen. We also obviously gain nice early intel by watching this angle over into A main. We can see what's going on. We can actually also use these pipes here to give us cover to attack Palace, so we've got plenty of options here at this position. Our next power position is here at the boxes, so again we can peek out this side to contest Palace, one of our main entrances, and we can also peek this way to contest A ramp again. We can also actually again peek this way to contest connector, which gives this position the option to watch pretty much any entrance point onto A, making it one of my favourite positions. Again, easy fallback and safe rotate through the back of site, and again in through kitchen, same as the last position. Again, intel less easily gained, but while watching one of these angles we can easily see as the team pushes. Our next position is over here at stairs. So this player gets the earliest intel available on our Palace players, so we can see them pushing in nice and early and contest them. Got good solid cover here from the wall. Fallback positions, maybe into connector, into jungle, plenty of options for where we can fall back to, and we can also rotate to B through jungle using the little breakaway wall. So just to show you that, we can use that breakaway wall to rotate safely. Again, nice early intel gained up at Palace. Our last position on the A-bomb site is back here in jungle. Really common position for Opper to play, but rifles can run it too. So we're able to watch Palace, and with an op you can actually get a really good angle just through that slither there to watch a very narrow gap. We can actually also support connector, so as if players push into connector we can maybe use this wall for cover and contest connector if they're pushing in that way. Again, nice easy, safe rotate and easy fallback through the site. We can back out through that little collapsible wall. Another thing that I like to do from this position while playing here, for example say we're smoked off, you can back up through here, rotate through site, and we can get to one of our other power positions, so we can get to CT, and again begin contesting in the site as well. Often they'll throw that smoke that blocks you off there while pushing out say from A main, so by the time you've rotated they might be just starting to get onto the site, maybe looking for a plant, and you can pick up an easy kill. So that's the power positions we have on the A-bomb site. Okay, so now we're going to have a little look at the B-bomb site on Mirage. So first thing that I want to say is that really I think the B-bomb site is just a bit of a mess. There are basically no proper power positions, ones that hit all of these criteria that we've set out. So I'm going to show you the best available positions, and in the future I actually plan to work on a work on a bit of an episode just kind of explaining my thoughts around the whole B bomb site on Mirage and kind of why I think it just doesn't work in the game as it is. So anyway, onto the power positions that we do have, and we'll kind of go over those quickly. So first one we've got is here at window. So we're easily able to contest into apartments, one of the main entrance routes, and if we're wanting to fall back or rotate, we can easily do that through spawn, so no real problems there. We do get reasonably good intel, but it's quite late, I would say. Normally by the time they're at this window, it's kind of too late almost on the intel front, so really once they're there, we're kind of in trouble, and that's when they're going to be taking the site, so it's not good for early intel. Cover wise, not really ideal either. We can kind of use these boxes and a bit of a wall to have a bit of a peeking angle at it, but not brilliant. On its plus side, we are able to watch the jump down point as well, so as players jump down behind van from apartments, we're able to contest that quite well as well. So it's not terrible, it's just not a true power position, but one of the few strong positions we have. Continuing the theme, we have bench. So again, not a terrible position, but not a true power position, but we got to work with what we got. So we're able to watch mid really well, so really good intel on mid, although normally again our mid player would have picked that up well in advance of us learning about it, but it is what it is. Got good cover using the wall for it, so we can easily peek and contest that. And for apartments, we can watch into the main door and watch the jump down as well. But again, discovering the push at this point isn't a good thing, so it's not great. Our next strong position we have on Mirage will be here at van. So this actually does allow us to gain really some pretty early intel on a B push. We can basically see completely into apartments, so we really get good knowledge on what's going on in there. Normally if we were contesting the fight here, we'll actually be able to call for a rotate, which will probably arrive in time, so I'd say the intel is early enough. We have good cover from the wall, and if we drop down we can slowly fall back from this position, really trying to slowly contest it, and maybe fall back to bench to finish off fighting that. On a quick note, people often like to play van from this side, say bunny hopping up here to get the intel, or using this barrel to contest it. The reason I say these are less strong is it weakens your fallback option, and it's such a common thing to do to just basically jump down into here and pre-fire the guy here. So often you will have a smoke grenade blocking off this doorway, but players rush through that smoke, jump down into van, and just machine gun the crap out of this entire area. So it's just not a strong position. Playing van from the other side, playing it from these boxes, at least gives us the chance to escape over to bench. So our last power position is on site. So when I'm playing on the actual site, I'll normally play from this wall. Again, allows us to contest the windows. We can drop to the other side to contest van. We could even try and quickly push across to contest them as they push onto the site. The nice thing about this position is, depending on kind of how we see the enemy push out, we're able to kind of shift around the pillars and really cause a lot of trouble in the mix. So for example, if they're pushing down bench side, we can push across, contesting them here, maybe even end up a little bit behind them. So there's a lot of really nice options from the on-site position. Even sometimes kind of sneaking into the site and being really close quarter duels can work out well. Again though, not the best cover, it's quite flankable, and fallback routes really is kind of just diving through that window, John Woo style, so it's not brilliant. But like I say, Mirage B site is a bit awkward for the CTs, to put it lightly. But those are the power positions we have on B. So we now have our mid position, and like a lot of mid positions, it is where the oppers come to wave their ops at the other oppers. So this is our pretty common sniper duel on Mirage. So from spawn, our team's opper will often rush through the little breakaway door and push up to this window to contest the other opper on the T side at that corner, sometimes at these boxes depending on how quick he's trying to make a push. Obviously a really important position, gains us full intel about mid, so this kind of lets us know early if they're maybe wanting to go mid to A through connector, or mid to B through short. Gives us again great intel. Also allows us to hear a lot of footsteps from underpass, so say they're trying to go B through underpass to A, again we get great intel about that from this position. The other real strength of this position is we're able to fall back and support the bomb sites really easily. So to support A, we can maybe run over to here, play from jungle. Again, with the op, we're able to contest palace really easily, or mid, so really great position. Or we can fall back through the breakaway wall, into kitchen, to this window, and again, contest apartments, contest the drop-off. So for an opera, definitely that mid position can be incredibly devastating. And that's our main power position for mid. Okay, so we've had a little look at the power positions on this map for the CT players, and now all we've got left to do is have a little look at our amber lines and our red lines. So our sometimes cross and our never cross. So we're going to start with the amber lines. So first one, fairly straightforward. In our early part of the game, this doorway is somewhere we don't really want to cross. Main reason we wouldn't want to do this every time is because the mid window is often a better sniper position, but coming to this corner does allow us to contest the same angle and gain similar intel, so it does have its value if used sparingly. While we're here, the red line is this next doorway. Basically, this whole area out here is not for you. You know, everything the light touches, just it's all bad. Okay, this is just where you come to die. So, don't cross this line. But our next amber line on the A site is basically from stairs across. So that pillar and this one basically forms our amber line through the site. Now, again, the main reason we don't want to push beyond this line every time is because really we're pushing to kind of weaker positions, and the A bomb site on Mirage is one that is very holdable. We can actually straight up, you know, win the battle against against the T side pushing here. So taking up weaker positions isn't really what we want to do. But we do have places like here at Sandwich, which allow us to contest into Palace quite nicely. Here at the Stones, allows us to contest a ramp nicely. And again, Underwood, a really nice ambush position, as well as Upperwood, also again a really good ambush position. These positions we want to use sparingly. Again, going to any of these positions every single round is going to become really easy to pre-fire, to molly, to just handle in some way very easily, and that's not what we want to do. Using them sparingly though, or on eco rounds, is perfectly valid. So our next red line basically runs across wood here. So we really never want to push beyond this corner. Main reason being is that all of this is just it's tease. Okay, the terrorists get to have Palace, and even players, and we all see them. We see them all the time do this. We have a dude with a P90, and he mad rushes into Palace, and sure as hell, he sprays down the opera here. He randomly ambushes a dude who's not expecting his madman play, but unfortunately, the guy behind him, who's had time to react with a rifle, just kills him. And as I say every time, 1-for-1 trading as a CT is not what we're trying to do. Trading 1-for-1 gives the advantage to the T side. And really, there are better places to ambush than this corner. Because this isn't an ambush, this is a charge. And that's not what we're trying to do. Same for our other red line, which is running into A ramp. This whole area, this belongs to the T side as well. This is not for CTs. This whole little courtyard area is not for CTs. I don't want to see people hiding in this corner thinking, ha ha ha, I'll get the first guy who comes out, because the second guy gets you. Because all he does is he walks around the corner, facing that way, and pre-fires the crap out of it. It's just not difficult. So 1-for-1 trading, always bad, so we need to avoid it. So don't push to these positions beyond into these red lines, and you will have a happy CT team. They will not hate you, basically. Again, use our amber position sparingly, and don't cross the red lines. And that's the A-bomb site. We'll go take a look at B now. Okay, so B site. So again, we're just going to be looking at our amber lines and our red lines, where we can sometimes go and where we should never go. So again, our first amber line is here at truck. I genuinely think that pushing into this little cubby hole is a very weak position, but can, when used sparingly, be a good ambush position. So for example, often players will crouch here, wait for the enemy to jump over them into van, and then get a couple of cheeky spray downs. So these sort of positions are really strong on eco rounds, where we maybe only have an SMG or an automatic pistol, something that we really can't, we're just trying to steal kills, and so can be really valuable. Again, for example, lurking at this corner, waiting for them to push on, and then spraying them down as they come out, really close quarters, can really neuter the power of their rifles that they'll have when we are on an eco. That being said, pushing beyond this doorway is just asking for trouble. So this is where our red line is set up. At this doorway, we do not push, because pushing into here, we have no cover, and at worst, basically, or at best, we find some T players here, but those players have such the advantage of someone in this little alleyway. We have the wall we can use, and spray people down very easily. There's normally going to be a couple of yous in this little alcove as well. So just know, this doorway's not for you. Onto our other amber line. Basically, the line of this wall, this whole little edge where the site is the next amber line. Main reason again is that it's just open space, so it's bad. Open space isn't your friend. You need some cover, so you've got options for defense. Obviously, being stood here is terrible. Sometimes you'll see players play from this little wooden bit as a sort of ambush position for people coming short. I wouldn't value it though, because really, people don't come short very much, which is why I have the other red line set up where I do. Proper valuable positions that you can play beyond this amber line. We have one here at this corner. A player set up here can listen into apartments and hear footsteps. That player is able to give the earliest intel possible about players possibly coming B. A team that is truly communicating could use this position to great effect. For example, I hear footsteps, my partner Van smokes the tunnel, while I then reposition and take a new position to contest the players who are coming B. Or hopefully they get scared off and maybe try something else. Either way, if your team is truly communicating, this position is great. Also, we have falling to this pillar. Basically, gives you a kind of as close to a crossfire as you can get against the people in apartments. So as they're pushing through, they will be checking positions like bench or on the site, but they might not be looking back the way up into short. This is about as much of a crossfire as we can truly create. And again, as the players push onto the site, say a player at bench and a player set up here, are again able to create a crossfire of people coming out through van. So, nice strong position, but the reason it's considered an amber position in my opinion is that we can't do it alone. So on its own this position isn't very strong, but with a good team there is a lot of value to be gained in this little section here. So our next bit is the red line. So our red line runs across this corner. Basically the problem I have with a lot of this is that short is just not a valid option on this map. I don't see teams at my skill level that, again, what we're talking about here is that silver, golden ovary mess of players, right? I don't see people use short B, and it's because it's not very good. Really, this whole area can basically you can get the same intel that this place gives you from mid-window, so it just doesn't do anything. You could even technically get it from watching from connector, so there's just no reason to contest any of this with a player. I mean, especially I mean, I'm going to cover this more in my Mirage bomb site B video that I plan to do, because I think this bomb site's such a mess. But even if, like, there's so many great positions, so for example, we could be set up here on stones, watching as they come around that corner. We could fall back then, maybe come to this corner to continue contesting them, then maybe back to the pillar, continue the fight. It looks like it should work and be a really fun route, and have a lot of conflict going on it, but it just doesn't. Mainly because, like, I suppose, maybe because just as a player at Connector, just watching it all, killing you as you try and make this push, and the smoke only lasts so long. So, yeah, be short, just basically consider it that it doesn't exist, because it doesn't. People don't push down this. If you can genuinely show me professional players or any reasonably organized team that uses B short a lot, and by a lot, let's say, what, for 30% of their T side, then I'll maybe change my position. But till then, I'm not sold. Anyway, sorry for that bit of a rant at the end, but that's our B site lines. Okay, so that's our other red line, and now we're just gonna summarize, and you can be on your way. Okay, so that is us. That we have now had a look at all the power positions on Mirage as a CT player, and we've had a look at where we should sometimes go and where we must never go. So thanks for watching. I've been Never Clutch. As always, like and subscribe to the channel, helps me out a bunch. And apparently someone is at my door. Don't know if you can hear that, but the buzzer goes off anyway. So I better go check that out, and feel free to check out some of my other videos. I may be bothered to make one of those things where you have your videos at the end on like an end card. Don't know if I can be asked to make that yet though, so either way, thanks for watching.